Make tonkatsu like so, and this stuff is great. So what we're going to do is first we're going to get a piece of pork and we're going to go ahead and slice the rim of fat around like so. And I want to let everyone know that you can do it with other types of meat. The traditional way is with pork, but I've seen people do it with chicken and things like that too. So we're going to go ahead and get our piece of meat and score the fat around the edge like so. That way when it cooks you still have the same shape, otherwise it gets kind of goofy looking. And we're going to make little scores in the piece of meat on both sides as well to make sure it absorbs the flavor more as well. So we're using our fancy sea salt and our fancy black pepper here, but if you use regular salt and pepper as well, that's just fine. Don't worry about using the fancy stuff. So we go ahead and season both sides of our meat like so, and we're actually going to pat it in a little bit, try to get it to stick. Now the next step we have is we have flour that we're dipping our piece of meat in, and we're going to go ahead and coat this piece of meat in flour really good, and really heavily coat it, the edges too as well. And that is basically getting us set up to bread the piece of meat. So after it's coated in flour, I'm going to pat that down a little bit. Go ahead, and we have a beat egg in a plate right there, and what we're doing is we're of course just rolling the meat around in the egg, and that's going to get it nice and sticky to go ahead and put in our pile of breadcrumbs that we have here. Panko is officially what the Japanese breadcrumbs are called, and they're the dried out ones. They're really good, so if you can get those, that is ideal. Even though it seems like breadcrumbs have the same flavor everywhere, they don't. Just take our word for it. You'll try them, you'll love them. So we're getting all edges of the meat like so, really patting it in there to get it nice and evenly coated. And we're going to show you what that looks like right there. That's what we're looking for our piece of meat. And our housewife has prepared a couple of them. We have our oil ready, and we went ahead and fast forward a couple minutes. Basically what we did is in high heat to get the oil hot, then we turned it down to medium. We've cooked these pieces of meat for about 4 or 5 minutes. You really want to look at the color here. If your heat's too high, the outside cooks and the middle of it's still raw. So you want it on medium heat to go ahead and cook it thoroughly for a couple minutes until you get it to look like that. So we really jumped ahead to save the viewer some time, but we go ahead and we're just cutting it into nice strips here that are easy to pick up with either your fork or chopsticks. And you see the meat is cooked well all the way through. And once it's sliced, we put it on a plate. We go ahead and put on our tonkatsu sauce right on top of the piece of meat, and that's what you want it to look like. This is a nice, easy dinner that tastes delicious and goes good with some miso soup. And thank you for watching. We really appreciate likes and comments. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.